I just thought about it. She got that long big toe in front of that long, and this toe longer than that's a dude.
Alright, YouTube. So today, man, we back with another one, man, and we doing the transformation, man. He cutting all this off, man. So the first thing that I did was pick his hair so I can knock it down. I knocked it down with the 2 guard at first because he didn't know exactly how low he wanted it. He just knew that he wanted to just kind of start his waves back. So I started with the 2 guard at first, but then I came back with the 1.5 closed so I can really get it down. So when I put that stuff on it, it's going to lay down. But I forgot to show the ball line, but with the ball line, you pretty much want to do is just start where the top of the ear at and curve it to where the edge of the eyebrow at. Make it like a upside down U shape. And then your next step is you want to come in with your clipper open and follow that same U shape by, well, rainbow shape, and go up 1/2 inch. And to get that guideline out, you want to close the lever halfway and go halfway up into that guideline. And then to get it all the way out, close it all the way and tap at the bottom of that guideline. Then that first guideline you put in should be gone. But now we on to the second step, man. Coming in with your 1 guard open, following that same shape. And to soften up that line that's under the 1 guard open and above the clipper open, you're gonna close the 1 guard halfway and just flick at that guideline to soften it up. It's not gonna get it all the way out, but you're gonna come back with the 0.5 guard like I'm doing now. Use the corner of your blade to really get that guideline out. But now for the last step of the fade, man, you're gonna have your 1.5 guard and just get the top of the fade to really make it blend into the hair like you see me doing now, man. And then to really blend it into the fade, you're gonna close it up and flick at that last little part of the guideline if you see one. Like right now it ain't really no line now, but I'm just making sure. Okay, so now it's time for the back fade, man. The back fade is basically the same thing. You're gonna set in your ball line horizontal, just going straight across. Some people do it in like that rainbow shape like I did with the side fade, but I usually just go straight across and I come in with my clipper open and go up 1/2 inch. Sometimes you can go up a whole inch depending on how big the back of their head is. And then you want to do halfway and close to work out that first guideline. And then you want to go with your 1 guard, do the same thing, have the 1 guard open, and then to flick out that line that's in between the 1 guard and then the clipper open. You're going to close the 1 guard up all the way and soften up the guideline. Like I said, it ain't gonna take it all the time. And then come in with your 0.5 guard and finish getting that line out. And then to blend the fade to the actual hair, you want to come in with your 1.5 guard open and then close it all the way up. And then yeah, that's pretty much the same thing that I did with the side fade. And then you can come back and detail it. Sometimes I detail the cut throughout the fade, and sometimes I do it just after, like when I'm done with the whole thing. But this right here, this the other side of the fade, you can just follow through with this one and just kind of remember the steps so you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? When you first starting out, you kind of want your fading steps to be the same every time you do a fade. Like find what fade method is good for you and just stick to it. Don't try to keep changing the fade method. Like, no, find one that's good for you. Like the one that I got. This been good to me ever since I first started cutting hair, so I just kept doing it. Ball line, clipper open to close, 1 guard open to close, 1.5 open to close, and then 0.5 guard, you know what I'm saying, to get that last little line out. And then I come back in detail. I've been doing that ever since I first started cutting hair. So yeah, I mean, hey, just find what's good for you and just keep using it until you really learn how to fade. Alright, so now we're gonna come back with a little foam / mousse, man. This is gonna lay his hair down. That's why I cut it down with that 1.5 guard close. I knew when I came back with this, it's gonna lay his hair down to make it all smooth and stuff. And then once you put that in their head, you want to come back and brush it and hit it with a blow dryer to make sure it don't go nowhere. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, it stay smooth and laid down, man. But now it's time for the most important part of the haircut, man, the outline, man. Hey, you can have a crispy, clean fade, but if that line up crooked or something, man, hey, whole haircut trash. But when I do my back of the line up fade / neck fade, I usually start under the ear, and then I work my way up to the curve above the ear. That's what work good for me. Sometimes I do the opposite depending on how I feel. But yeah, with the C cups, I start mine with the edge of the vertical bars end that, and then I just curve it. Look, depending on you, you can either drag it or you can tap that curve. But I usually drag it because the trimmers that I got right here in my hand, they not zero gapped. So I can do that. But if they zero gapped, you might hurt your client. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how your touch is. But then you want to hit that vertical bar. I usually do the C-cuts and the vertical bar first because it's easier for me. And then with the lineup, I start in the middle and work my way to that vertical bar. Because if you start from all the way in the left side vertical bar and work your way to the right side vertical bar, it's a bigger chance that you will make that lineup crooked. But hey, if you think you can do it, you do it. But me personally, I start in the middle of the head and work my way to the vertical bar. And as you can see, even though he don't have no hair right there, you still want to go over it to make a ghost line. Because, you know, it might not look like it's a line there, but once I go over it again, you're going to kind of see a line there. And to prep my lineups, all I do is just knock it down, spray some holding spray on there, and brush it down and hit it with the blow dryer and make sure the hair don't move. That's why you can kind of see a line right there where he don't have no hair at. You can kind of see a line right there, but you can't at the same time. But yeah, my bad about the angles. Hey, I kind of suck with the angles sometimes, man. Sometimes I get a little too locked in and I forget I'm recording. You know what I'm saying? But that's on me. I'ma still show it to you. Like, yeah. But once you get the line up crispy without enhancements, man, then you want to put on enhancements if the client asks for it. Don't throw on no enhancements if the client ain't asked for it, man. And show them the line up before you put on the enhancements, so they can see you didn't push them back or do anything to them after the enhancements go away. They already know it's gonna be crispy when the enhancements go away. But I use the powder and the spray. The powder just fill in like the spots where he don't got no hair at and make it look like his hair there. And then I come in with the pencil. Some people don't use the pencil, but I like the pencil. And when I put on the pencil, I put on the pencil around the front line up and the neckline, and I come back and blend it back in with my trimmers. You can also use the razor, but I usually use the trimmers because it's just easier and faster, depending on, you know what I'm saying, how your time looking. But yeah, I always come back and blend that pencil line in because you never want it to be just thick like that. But look, after you do all that, man, this should be the finished result, man, or looking something similar to this. Because, you know, everybody head shape different and stuff like that. But yeah, as you can see, man, I got my boy nice, man. I got my boy crispy. Whole transformation. This the before right here, man. You know, gotta remember how he looked before, and then this after gonna be crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if you learned anything, write it down in the comments, subscribe, and your boy Attica TJ gone, man.